Good morning, friends. How's everybody doing today? I pray you're doing well and clinging to Jesus. Coming on this morning to encourage you. I just woke up and I just woke up with the biggest smile on my face. In the last few months, the Lord is just revealing himself to me. Honestly, I should have written every single little thing down, and I have done it a lot for my book. I actually have a few book ideas, which that's another thing I kind of wanted to quickly share with you today. But I just woke up with the biggest smile on my face, and I just started to cry tears of joy because the Lord is just so far beyond good. I want you to be encouraged, especially if you're going through things or have gone through things in your life, currently are still going through things that are really, really, really tough. I want you to know that I really care and that I really understand, but I need you to understand this, you guys. He is so good. He is continually righting wrongs and reversing lies that are done to us and that were spoken over us. And he does see all, and he is fighting to make sure that we know that he's with us. I just want to share a couple quick instances and examples of lies that were spoken over me and things that were done, and how the Lord is making it very, very personal to reverse them. I'm just amazed, and he's doing it for you too. But again, like we've been talking about with that sound mind, what do we see? We have to pick a side, right? We have to choose to either seek the good and we'll see it, or seek the bad and we'll find it, to listen to the voice of the enemy or to listen to the voice of the Lord, to put things above the Lord and to desire our will for our lives, or to want nothing but him and desire his will for our lives. And I want to tell you guys, please listen to me. Desire his will for your life and seek him and only him, and you'll be blown away. Oh, that's right. I don't have to be scared to cry in videos anymore, so I'm going to cry. But I just want to give him glory this morning and encourage you and just share a couple real life stories of what he's done to just reverse every wrong. And it's in the book of James, chapter 1, verses 2-4, it says, "Rejoice in your trials, for the testing of your faith develops patience. And let patience have its perfect work, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking nothing." And everybody gets afraid of patience. But what patience is simply God's timing. Being at peace with his timing. You rejoice in your trials, and you know, and it's developed in you that you're going to have patience and desire his will and his timing, because it's always perfect. And what the enemy wants to do is get us to try to take control and try to understand and try to just be, in control of our own lives and mess up that patience. And he wants to mess up God's timing. He wants us to mess up God's timing in our lives. And so, righting wrongs and reversing lies. Want to share one of the things. Just here's just a small example, and he's doing it for you too. So keep a lookout in your own life. But one of the things, and it was put in many different ways, through like downgrading nicknames and, again, internet psychology diagnosis being pushed on me. But one of the things, the phrases that was used a lot on me over the past couple years was, "Your brain is busted. Your brain is busted." And you hear somebody infer this and covertly and subtly say things like that for so long, disguised as care, right? Your brain is busted. You're not well. Must be your family. You're just, it's not your fault, but you're not right up there, And so I was at work and just doing my thing. And I have an aspect of one of my jobs where I train people, and I go into schools to recruit, career centers, adult education centers, high school technical centers for cosmetology. And so I was asked to come in for a visit and put on like a class. And before I had went in, I was talking to a couple sisters, separately actually. And I was telling them, I started out my degree years ago, back in like 2003, 2004 for teaching. And I just really wondered if I should go back to being a teacher, if I should go back to school, but I'm older. Jesus is coming. I don't really want that student loan debt. I don't know what to do. Just pray on it. I want to do whatever he wants me to do, but it's in my mind for a reason. So, who knows? So I go into this adult education center, and I walk into the classroom and I set up, my tripod with the mannequin, and I just start doing my thing. And I'm putting on this class, and I'm engaging with the students and making them laugh, and we're just having a good time. We're having little jokes. I'm giving them little catchphrases to remember, to keep them straight throughout, this haircut. And the teacher gets up, she's the head instructor and the director over the whole cosmetology program for this. It's a big state adult education center, post-secondary education center. So she leaves the room, and I didn't think anything of it. And the students are just really engaged, and they're really enjoying it. So we get finished, and they all go to their stations, and they start doing the haircut. And I'm walking around and just helping each one of them like I do when I train. Oh, elbow up. Let's get our fingers this way, and then just walking them through. Oh, pause. Let's do this section next, because if we do this section, then we have a guide for the next, just going on and on and on. If anybody's a hairstylist, you'll know what guides are. Anyway, so then the instructor comes back, and she's standing in the doorway with another woman, and they're just observing. They're just observing me, and I'm like, maybe they needed to talk about something, and she wanted to stay in the classroom. So I thought nothing of it. So the students are well on their way, and the girl, whose name was also Christy, goes back to her desk, and she motions me over, and she says, I know this is coming out of nowhere, but Christy, your brain is brilliant. And I was like, what? Because I immediately thought of your brain is busted, right? So that phrase struck me. You're brilliant. Your brain is just brilliant. Your personality is, I've never seen anything like it. And I was like, okay. And she said, I don't know if you're on Indeed, which most people know, but Indeed is like a hiring site. You stick your resume on there and people can contact you for jobs where employers can find employees. She said, we have had, and mind you, I've already got all these other things going on that the Lord is providing for, right? I had a video about that, that the Lord is providing through. And she said, we've had a job listing on Indeed, and we need a secondary instructor that would just start out part-time. But I'm 61 years old, and this program, in 2 years, I'm out of here at 63. And so we have interviewed so many people for this position, and none are right for it. And she said, do you by chance at all have an instructor's license and a teaching certificate? And I said, yes, actually I do. I said, I used to be a substitute here and for the high school. So yeah, I have all that. I've been an employee here before, actually, back in 2017, 2018. And she said, is there any way? She said, you don't even realize it, but you just went through an interview. We don't even want to interview you. If you would take this after seeing how remarkable that you work with the students and how these students are never engaged with anybody. They are never laughing and enjoying. But just seeing the way you just came in and with your personality and you captivated them and took charge and got them excited and encouraged them. Is there any way, even one day a week, that you would consider coming in and being part of our teaching team? And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I actually, I've just been praying about a teaching position. So this is kind of, it's catching me off guard, but this is awesome. And I said, I would certainly pray on it and consider it. And she held up her arm, and her hair was standing on end. And she's like, I've been praying about it for weeks. She said, as soon as you started, I thought, this girl's brain is brilliant. I have to have her a part of our team. So long story short, I go in and I talk to the director of all of the education, and we talk through some things. And I'm like, I have so much going on with so many different lines of work right now. I don't want to stretch myself thin, but I can commit to 1 day a week. I can, I can do Mondays for you. And when we came back in, the students were all on the outside of the door, like inside the classroom, peeking their heads out. And they're like, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Please, please, please. I was like, oh my gosh, these people see my worth. She said my brain is brilliant. So I just saw the Lord righting the wrong and reversing the lie that was spoken over me. My brain is not busted. Not even close. Not even close. My brain is brilliant because I have the mind of Christ. And just like in your lives, the right people are going to see your worth. They're going to see your value. And if they don't, then it's their loss, guys. So then another thing that happened is I was going through something very, very, very rough back in the summertime. I guess I'll just be candid about it. My kid's father was trying to take the kids from me. He had me in court trying to take them from me. And he was using YouTube to try to prove that I'm crazy and that I'm not stable to have my kids and stuff like that. The Lord won that battle for me, so here to report that was good. But in the midst of all of that, I had screenshots of conversations on my cell phone. And no, my cell phone was not backed up, okay? My cell phone was not backed up. My cell phone was actually stolen from me when we were on vacation last year, when Aaron and the kids and I were on vacation last year. I got my cell phone stolen in Myrtle Beach. All my evidence gone. Everything gone. In that moment, that was really hard. That was really tough. And what I had to do, again, long story short, was I had to file an insurance claim to get a new phone and get a replacement phone and try to get the number switched over. Well, the AT&T fraud department would not release my phone number. So I had to open up a second line to even have a number to use on the new replacement phone. So all information on the old phone gone, and all contacts and everybody that would need to get a hold of me, no new number. They don't know the new number. It was a mess. So I open up a new line, a secondary line, and I start paying for 2 lines, okay? The lines that they told me how much it was going to be, it was like double that, and I overpaid forever. I'm constantly calling AT&T's fraud department, and they're asking me questions about people I don't even know. Whatever. Long story short, I overpaid for 2 lines from August until May. So last week, something just came over me, and I was like, and I had just felt so defeated, and so many other things that were going on that I was like, I'll just pay it. Like this is small on my picking the battles list, right? So I just decided out of nowhere, I was like, Lord, today's the day. I'm calling AT&T and seeing what I can do. I call them up. I call the customer service department. I get this one gentleman who now I know happens to be like the supervisor of supervisors. How my call went through to him, I have no idea. But I explained to him what had happened in July and August. And I had, it was an emotional time when all this phone stuff was going on, right? And it was just another just irresponsible, right? So, long story short, this guy takes all of the money that I overpaid for the second line, and not just overpaid, but all of the months that I had to pay for a second line when I shouldn't have had to do it. Applies it, gives me a credit to my bill which pays off the phone that was on, because when you get a new phone, you have to pay a contract. Pays off the phone, links everything to my new number, gets everything off the old number, and reduces my bill. Debt canceled. Debt canceled. I'm like, what in the world? I was just wanting to get rid of this second line and stop paying double. But the Lord not only did that, he credited me back for that whole hardship since it happened and gave me a victory in court with my children. He paid me back double in the best way. Then I find out when I file my taxes that someone had claimed my child, stole their social security number. So I had to go through all this stuff, like a month worth of stuff, and send my taxes in like snail mail style. And just nervous, like what else can, happen from February to May, right? Like, come on. But I'm like, Lord, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. I woke up this morning and the IRS found out who did it, put my return in to my bank and righted the wrong that was done there with my taxes. So then yesterday, this was the whole reason I wanted to make this video. One of the things that was said to me and that I've seen, things that was and heard things that was said about me is she just destroys relationships. Like you look at my history. I was back a few months ago looking back through the text and it was like, I'm a good person. I am a good person. You can tell that by the history of all my relationships, but look at the history of yours, which a lot of you guys saw my testimony. I've had some rough people in my life that caused me a lot of trauma. And when you start to realize that Jesus is coming, people fall off. But it was just this look down, right? This condescending, look at your relationships. It's all because of you. It's just because you're just so unhinged, right? You're just so toxic. It's not that I'm constantly gaslighting you and this is reactive abuse. You're just not safe to have around the kids. You're just, whatever. All your relationships, what's wrong with you is indicative of all these past relationships. Everyone in your life just leaves. Everyone in your life leaves because of you. Ew, right? Well, in the last few months, relationships with my family, even distant cousins, my children, my mom, and especially friends that over the past 3 years were not around. Realize now that it's isolation, but God's righting wrongs, right? Righting wrongs, right? I don't know if in past videos years ago, you guys heard me talk about my British friend, Marie. And of all the friendships lately that I've been, having lunch with, having dinner with, going out and sitting, on the boat with, for anybody that is in Ohio, sitting on the boat in Buckeye Lake, all those repaired relationships, God's just writing those and reversing those lies that because of my busted brain and because I need such help big time, that it just shows in all my busted relationships, right? And wrong. People who matter see my worth and love me because he loves me. And the same with you. So my friend Marie, she's from Brighton, England. And she actually, from being so close with her, seriously, is like a sister, closer to her than my own sister. That's where my Ivana Rap Charlotte reporting to you live from the place where people who have British accents live. That's where that came from hanging out with Marie so much. But I haven't spoken to Marie in like 3 years. She actually tried to warn me about love bombing And then next will come devaluation, and then it'll be a brutal discard. She tried to warn me, and I just kind of wrote her off as absurd. But I haven't had a way to contact her or anything. So yesterday, I'm at work at a particular location, and I get a call. Hey, Christy, can you go from Pataskala to Sunbury to help out over in Sunbury? They need some training, and they just need somebody there to man the floor and to watch over things and whatnot. So I'm like, sure. It's two very odd locations to be going to and from. And I haven't been to Sunbury since like 2017. But yeah, let's do it. So the path that I had to go down drove me past Marie's house. I would have had no reason to drive down this state route whatsoever, literally other than just going from Pataskala to Sunbury. And I had like 2 or 3 hours to kill, in which, like I posted in the server, I planned on just listening to Bible study videos and stuffing my face with Chipotle. So I'm driving down, and I drive past Marie's house, and I look over, and she's standing outside. And the Holy Spirit just hit me. Turn around. We're going to right this wrong. We're going to reverse this lie right now. Let's do it. We're taking it all back. We're taking back what was stolen from you over the past few years, over your whole life. We're taking it back. Go show her the love of Christ. So I busted a Yui, and I turned around, and I went back, and I pulled in. And we used to have this old inside joke when I would color her hair and put it in like a Walmart sack or a Kroger bag, like a plastic bag. And she would be processing. And one time she fell asleep, and to wake her up, I started saying, hey, yo, bag head. Hey, yo, bag head. Hey, yo. And it was just a funny little thing between us. So I get out of the car, and she's squinting. And I just said, hey, yo, bag head. And she said, Christy? Oh my gosh, Christy. Is it you? And I was like, it's me. It's me. And we just hugged. We had a tough conversation, you know. We each went back through, said what we had done wrong, said what hurt us, accepted full responsibility for our part, complete forgiveness, complete restoration. For the last hour of it, we were joking around. And she said it was really weird because just yesterday she was thinking about me more than she had in a long time, and was having people bring up me and our old inside jokes more than ever in the last few years. And then I pulled in. And so we were just talking about how it's God. We talked about Jesus a lot. We caught up. And you know what was really beautiful and shows what happens when there is humility? When two people who have had, a major disagreement, when both are humble, when both are putting pride far, far away, getting rid of it, and not focusing on what the other person did, but listening to how you hurt the other person and listening to how you need to apologize, and then also being heard. It's actually a really easy recipe when the Lord is involved, when you have humility. And so look at all your past broken relationships. Look at your busted brain. Look at your trauma brain. You're just going to continue to hurt everybody. Everybody's going to continue to walk out of your life because you just need help big time. All these things happen just because of these just snap reactions. They just blow up out of nowhere. None of it's true. My brain is brilliant. God is the restorer and reconciler of relationships. When we're right where he wants us, this was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. But I'm just in awe of him. And last thing I'll leave you with, we were on the server chatting last Sunday morning. And I was telling, just a few friends in there that I really feel led to write a book. And I've been thinking about it for a long time and just jotting things down in my, because I do have one published book. It was a children's book. And I've always, as you guys know, if you used to follow the other channel, I rewrite lyrics, just always, just words, just good with writing words. It's a gift that the Lord has given me. It's nothing to do with me whatsoever, but I love to write. I just love words. They mean a lot. My love language is words of affirmation. Words mean a lot, which is why I constantly want to tell you guys that I love you and that I care and that I'm with you and encourage you, because those kind words are like honey to the soul, right? And he gives us his word and the word that became flesh to comfort us. So anyway, I was talking to the girls to write. I just want to write, and here are my ideas. And we were just talking about writing this book. And then Cindy comes on, and she had a dream, and Heshkana, she starts talking about numbers, and I hadn't done this in a really long time. But I'm almost to work, and I get behind this license plate, and it says KJV. And I was like, oh, King James Version, so it caught my eye because it said KJV. But then the number in Hebrew meant to write. To write. To write. I'm like, whoa. Okay, Lord. I mean, it's just a license plate, but that's pretty cool. We were just talking about it, and I've been praying about it and saying, if this is something you want me to do, then bless it. May it glorify you, right? So then I'm at work, and I'm talking and just going on and on with the customers and the stylists and stuff like that. And on top of all the comment section from my videos and from my friends, this customer's like, man, you're great with words. You should write a book. And I was like, what? Right? I'm like, okay. So then I'm leaving work. Oh, and the car that was in front of me with the KJV, with the numbers that meant to write, was my exact car in my exact color. Weird. So I get out of work, and the first car I get behind in the parking lot says KJV. And then I had a number. And maybe I'll get the numbers and I'll put them in and actually I took a picture of the second one because I'm like, nobody's going to believe me. And I'll put the numbers in the pinned comment or something. So it says KJV again. I'm like, okay, that's weird again to get behind. Last car as I'm pulling in is KJV to write. First car as I'm leaving is KJV, and it says to bring glory, to glorify. And that's been my prayer. Do you want me to write a book to bring glory to your name? Let everything I do bring glory to your name. So he just makes things so clear, you guys. When you slow down and take it one day at a time, even 5 minutes at a time, you look around and you see that he is trying with all of his might to pursue you and to right every wrong that's been done to you. He does it. And to reverse every lie spoken over you. Because that's what they are. They're lies. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are purchased with a price. You are special. You are set apart. You are so loved. So follow his Holy Spirit. Have patience with his timing. Desire his will for your life. And I'm here to tell you, if things don't make sense, just know that that's a good thing because they make sense to the Lord. And so much good is in store. And it's not about a genie in a bottle or, getting prosperity gospel or whatever. Nothing like that. If you think you're rich, you'll be rich or whatever. You tell yourself you're 40 or whatever. It's not that. It's that he is good. And he's a good father, and he wants to give good gifts to his children. And one of the gifts he wants to give is to let us know how he sees us. So we can't be all up in our own minds, letting what others have said to us and done to us define us. It's when you decide no, those things aren't true. That you're like, first of all, thank you, Lord, for rescuing me. And second of all, you do love me and you do want to right all these wrongs. I'm going to let you now. I'm going to surrender my will and I'm going to let you. And I'm going to be on the lookout for every good thing you're doing in my life because it's constant. All right. I'll cut it there. I love you guys so much. I could go on and on about his goodness, but be encouraged. We'll do another live stream again soon, maybe tonight or tomorrow night or Sunday, but I'll post it, okay? And I keep getting emails and messages that YouTube is unsubscribing people and turning off notifications. It happens all the time. So just check back if you can, if you want to be a part of it. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Talk soon. Bye-bye.